Hi, it's Imran from Gaming Till Disconnected, and this is a review of the new WD Black2 Dual Drive. Just by looking at this tiny box, it may not look like much, but inside is a 120GB SSD with a 1TB HDD, all packed in a 2.5-inch form factor. SSDs have become all the rage in any new gaming rig due to their reliability, their durability, their speed and performance. Although SSDs still remain relatively expensive compared to traditional HDDs in terms of cost per gigabyte, you can pair a less expensive SSD with a decent HDD, getting the best of both worlds, running the operating system, a few games and programs off the SSD, and using an inexpensive HDD for the main bulk of your storage needs. This is great if you're using a desktop. Unfortunately, if you're using a laptop for gaming or work, you're most likely limited to one storage slot. Of course, there are external storage options, but this kind of defeats the whole portability of a laptop, having to lug around an external hard drive. This is where the WD Black2 Dual Drive comes in, the world's first 2.5-inch dual drive storage solution, giving you the speed and performance of a 120GB solid-state drive and the large 1TB capacity of a hard disk drive. The Black2 is intended for laptops and all-in-one PCs, measuring at a height of 9.5mm with a width of just below 70mm and a depth of 100.3mm. The WD Black2 is made up of two main parts sandwiched together. Removing the top cover plate. Now, this should go without saying, but I highly recommend you do not try this. Anyway, removing the top cover plate reveals the SSD portion of the drive, with the remainder of the drive being a WD Slim HDD. At the front you have a universally standard SATA power and data connection. However, the WD Black2 is only compatible on Windows platforms. In terms of aesthetics, the dual drive looks nice and attractive, but after installing the drive in a laptop, the looks aren't going to matter too much. To assist you with the installation of the WD Black2 Dual Drive, Western Digital provided an installation kit, which includes a USB to SATA adapter cable, a USB drive with installation software, and a quick start instruction manual. Installing the Black2 Dual Drive was actually quite simple. You can either install the drive with a fresh OS or clone the old hard drive. Western Digital provided a step-by-step guide of how to install the drive for both methods. I opted to clone the old hard drive and found it was pretty straightforward. The downside to this method of cloning your old hard drive is that you can't have more than 120GB of data, as only the 120GB SSD portion of the dual drive is active at this stage. That's not to say you can't clone an old drive with more than 120GB of data, it just becomes a bit more problematic. Western Digital recommend that you do a fresh install if this is the case. Once the old hard drive has been cloned, and the Black2 has been physically installed in a laptop or all-in-one PC, the remaining 1TB HDD portion of the drive can be activated by the WD Black2 installer software. And that's it. The installation process is done. Now you can fill your new hard drive with as many cat photos and questionable videos as you want. After installing the Black2, I noticed an instant improvement with boot times over the old hard drive. According to Western Digital, the WD Black2's SSD has a max read rate of 350MB a second and a max write rate of 140MB a second. I loaded up some benchmarking software and ran some tests. The results are less than impressive compared to other SSDs on the market, with an average read rate of about 250MB a second and an average write rate of 130MB a second. The WD Black2 isn't going to be for everyone. The truth is there are better SSDs and HDDs out there, but if you're using a laptop your options are limited to one or the other. You can get just an SSD of similar capacity, but be ready to spend anywhere up to £800. Obviously there are more affordable SSDs, but then you run into the same issues of limited storage capacity. With the Black2 Dual Drive, you don't have to compromise speed and performance over space, or vice versa. If you're gaming on your laptop and want to speed up your machine a little bit, then you might find the WD Black2 quite fitting. Thanks for watching our review. Please be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to us for more tech reviews.